Dina. You're watching Decorating Date Night with Troy and Dina, Season 3, Episode 10. We're focusing on the outside since the weather has been hot and we're outside more and we're beautifying our yards. Some things that maybe be helpful for you to know, some tips if you will. So won't you join me? You're gonna get in front of me, right? So that, kind of not. I don't want to be rude. Thank you for joining us, by the way. You can see all of our episodes. There's a YouTube channel, Decorating Date Night with Troy and Dina. There's also a website, decoratingdatenight.com. So as we pan around, you'll notice that our mailbox, or the mailbox on this project that we've worked on, is stone. And you're thinking, well, okay, sure, it's a stone mailbox. Why is that important? Well, it's important that you tie the entire house together. Everything on your property kind of has a similar vibe. So, Troy, if you want to pan over to the actual house itself.
What we should have done is used your microphone. I didn't think of that. So there's the stone.
So that stone on the house, you'll notice, is the stone that was used on the mailbox in this particular project. Now, yeah, you can go with just a standard mailbox, that's fine, but when you have an opportunity to tie the two together, why not? The reason why we did this is because this particular homeowner had their mailboxes smashed by a snow plow or something, so they had to be replaced anyway. So when you have to replace it, you know, why not go ahead and do something? The one thing I will tell you is you need to make sure that you know the measurements of how close or far the mailbox needs to be from the road, because there are regulations. I don't remember what those regulations are because it was a while that this project was completed, but that's something that you wanna know. One other thing that's helpful to do is tying the inside and the outside together. So in this particular project, there's granite on the top and there's also a granite in between. This granite came from the kitchen. It was leftover granite. The homeowner decided to do a center island that was different than the surrounding. So this came from the center island. So instead of just tossing it, why not repurpose it? So that's exactly what we did with this project, was we repurposed the granite to do so. So in any event, yeah, so there you have it.
So this tree that's right here, I guess we should say, this was added to, bring the greenery that's part of the rest of the design for the landscape to the front and kind of tie the whole yard together.
Right.
I will say, this, as you can see, here's a branch. I don't know if you can see on the video that well. See how it's cut there, and there's one that's cut here, and there's one that's cut here. You're going to notice these are some awkward kinds of cuts.
Oh, bunny.
And then there's one here. Where's the bunny?
Right there.
Oh.
Hi, bunny.
I don't know if I can
He's
zoom.
gonna run away.
He'd probably run away if I try to zoom.
Hi, bunny. Wow, really tame. Oh, there we go. Rabbit's like, hey.
All right,
Are
bunny.
you in the clover?
Goodbye, bunny.
I think they're
Anyway.
in the clover.
These cuts, you can see that this is a tree where the branches tend to grow out as opposed to up. Different trees have different growth patterns. You can see here are some branches that are growing up, but a very high percentage of the branches grow out. And that's fine, except in this particular case, they're growing out and down and drooping. And this is a tree that's by the road, so it blocks the sight lines. And so the tree is obviously had to be pruned a number of times. So the people.
It's really kind of hard to get the mail for the people.
Yeah, so be conscientious about the growth pattern for the branches on the trees when you're doing something like this.
So you'll notice that there's, instead of traditional mulch, there's rock mulch. And this was chosen because it's way less upkeep. Weeds tend to not grow as much in a rock surface as opposed to mulch. The other thing is rock is really good to use up near the house because, again, the mulch is going to breed its wood.
That's something we could talk about more in a future when we talk about the landscaping around the house.
Sure, but that's just something as far as a tip. You can use that so that you don't have to worry about termites breeding or anything like that. In any event, So again, tying the outside and the inside together is super important. Now, I love this particular tree. This particular tree is a birch, and you'll see them all throughout the area in Frederick. Birch trees, they must grow really well here. They're commonly used. They're easy, fast-growing trees. The bark is particularly interesting. Love the bark on a birch tree. Now, if you pan up,
Right.
you'll notice there's a big chunk of the tree whacked out, which is horrifying. There's no control over that. It's not like the person who trimmed the tree decided they were going to do a strange L shape. That was the power company coming through and did it up and down. You'll notice that along a lot of the roads throughout Frederick, that there's a strange, bizarre pattern in the trees where the power lines are.
And this one isn't as bad as some trees
Yes.
that really look bizarre the way they cut them. So the moral of the story, I think, is to be careful about how close to the tree you place.
Placement of trees.
Yeah, how close to the road, rather, you place the tree. In this case, the concern, I'm going to guess, there must have been an assumption that the tree was going to grow in such a way that it would avoid the power lines. Mm-hmm. The power company disagreed. But in this case, there's only so much room between the road and the driveway. And so the tree is pretty much planted equidistant. And you want to be careful about, you can't get too close to the driveway, because you can see here, birch trees, a lot of their roots grow close to the surface. You can see there's a root sticking up out of the grass. And so if that's too close to the driveway, it's going to start sticking up out of the driveway. It's going to crack and buckle the driveway. So it's one of those things, depending on the angle, the tree actually doesn't look bad. It's still a beautiful birch, but from particular angles, it can look rather hideous. So anyway.
And that's about it. We have anybody watching? Any shout
Yeah, I
outs?
think we can do a few shout outs here. We got Michelle Duvall Kaufman,
Hi, Michelle.
Marissa.
Hey, Marissa.
She says, hi guys.
Hi.
And I'm having a hard time scrolling. Sometimes Facebook Live doesn't let me do it. There's more people watching than that, but I can't see who they all are for some reason.
Thank you for watching. Again, you're watching Decorating Date Night with Troy and Dina, Season 3, Episode 10. And you can find all of the episodes if you go to our website, decoratingdatenight.com, or you can just find us on YouTube.
And we'll do another outdoor decorating episode
Yeah.
soon and kind of walk through the process of how you should try to think about decorating, putting together your yard.
Bye for now.
Bye, God bless.